Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, my buddy CowboyJobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, I certainly would be sitting out here thinking about football by myself. Now, I'm technology challenged, but I'm out here trying out something new. One of the biggest problems I'm told is the sound quality on my videos. Well, for Father's Day, I got this DJI mobile gimbal device for Father's Day because everybody took care of Dad. But what's neat about this thing is that literally the camera is like I have a cameraman. And of course, I've actually got my microphone here, and I use this at the draft, and even though it was as loud as can be, you can hear nice and clear out of this. So we're working on getting ready for training camp and games and stuff like that because we will be live streaming and things. So it's been a long week. It's Saturday. I actually work today, and I've got some running around to do tomorrow as well. But I'm relaxing out here with Jobu, and of course, Jobu always needs a refill, and I think I'm going to refill mine as well. So I'm just kind of relaxing a bit. But can you believe it's another weekend without football? But we're getting so close. We are less than a month away from training camp opening. I can't believe it. We have the Hall of Fame game coming up on the 3rd or the 4th of August. And then we have the Rams preseason game. And before you know it, this summer will be in the books. And we'll be on to the 2017 season. And I got to tell you, this offseason has been really fun for me because of you guys. The fact that on a daily basis, we talk about what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys, the injustice of what some of the talking heads are saying about them or the lack of credit and things like that. The Tony Romo saga, the Dak Prescott, is he all that? Is he just a dink and dunk quarterback? The trolls, all these things have been fantastic. And it's really made this offseason go by fast. And I, for one, am ready for the real deal. So I'm out here sitting, thinking, and all about our defense. And our defense is truly, if we're going to take that next step, get a playoff game or two or three under our belts, it's going to have to be that defensive line that makes a big move. I'm sitting here watching NFL Network's Season on the Brink or whatever it is, where the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm watching Aaron frickin' Rodgers, tie the game up in a Hail Mary, in the closing seconds of the game. And it's that guy who you have to get pressure on. And it's something that we have been lacking since probably 2012 when DeMarcus Ware was in better shape. And I'm sitting here thinking about our defensive line. And we have some good players. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence, if he's healthy and able to work out, 2 years ago, fantastic season. Still not quite an elite pass rusher. David Irving, a guy who had a fantastic season towards the end and a part-time role, but unfortunately will probably be suspended for 2 to 4 games to start the season. You've got Topper, higher round draft pick, a guy with a lot of potentials, but he didn't play last year because he was injured with that back, whatever you want to call it, but basically something that's been there forever. He's gotten that fixed. So we don't know what we really have with him. We've got Taco, a rookie. And rookies, great potential and things like that, but generally speaking, rookies don't make an impact as far as a pass rusher. It usually takes them a couple years to develop. Do I have big hopes for Taco? I really do, and I want to see him do really well. But I'm sitting here in my mind wondering, who is going to be the breakout player on that defensive line? You got Tyrone Crawford, who, has shown flashes where he's a 4 or 5 sack a season guy, but has had problems with the shoulder. And basically, he's kind of reading the writing on the wall. I'm getting paid a lot of money. I've got a big salary cap hit. And if I don't play well, I probably won't be here next year. So he's going to be playing, hopefully, for a contract. And that's one of those things that, when guys are looking for a contract, they generally speaking will play better than when they've gotten that fat contract. But as we go through, I start thinking about Stephen Paya, a guy who's familiar with Rod Martinelli, who I think went to the wrong teams between going to the dumpster fire that is the Washington Redskins and playing there, because basically defensive linemen kind of go there to end their careers. We saw what Jason Hatcher did for us that contract year, 11 sacks, goes to Washington and has, I think, 6 over the next 2 seasons, back to his typical season average. Stephen Paya goes to the Redskins, doesn't really make a whole lot of noise, goes from there to Cleveland, and, Cleveland, well, that's like Siberia. Who does well in Cleveland? But I'm hoping that he can rejuvenate his career in Dallas, getting back with Rod Martinelli. But the guy who I really think, we got Demontre Moore, and Demontre Moore could be one of those guys that, like George Selvey, gets him some good coaching, gets away from the Giants, and reestablishes his career. George Selvey had 3 sacks in 4 seasons with, I believe he was with the Rams, Atlanta, Tampa, and maybe Jacksonville. Came to Dallas, worked with Rod Martinelli, and became a 8-sack guy, got a big fat contract with the Giants, didn't do much there, but got paid and did some good damage for us. So maybe Stephen Paya can kind of do that thing in Dallas. We got Thornton, who was a disappointment last year. Didn't really play a whole lot, didn't really show a whole lot. He may be on the outside looking in. He may end up getting cut. But then I get to Malik Collins, defensive tackle. Collins, 6'2", 302 pounds, really strong. A good first step. Last year, 23 tackles, 6 assists, and 5 sacks as a rookie third-round draft pick. And by any stretch of the imagination, truth be told, any rookie that you can get that'll come out the box and get 5 or 6 sacks is a fantastic season, especially a third-round draft pick. And I'm thinking that maybe Malik Collins is that breakout player, that guy that steps it up, maybe gets 8 or 9 sacks. If he can hold down that middle, get that push in the middle at tackle, that's going to make all the difference in the world. Because now you've got Taco on the outside, and hopefully with his youth, his speed, his first step, he can get upfield. You get a push up the middle, all of a sudden that quarterback is not feeling that comfortable because he's got that guy in his face. Then he starts looking around the sides. When David Urban comes back, he's coming from the right side and getting some pressure, and we know the speed that he has. Then all of a sudden you get Taco or Demontre Moore coming from the other side, and you're collapsing that pocket. You're not giving a lane for that quarterback to rush. And if they can get there in 2 or 3 seconds, all of a sudden you're taking so much pressure off of our defensive backfield. So I'm looking at that guy and thinking maybe he is, as Jerry Jones put it, the war daddy we've been needing. But if you want to know any better example of why you can't build a team through free agency, take no more deeper look than my man right there. Collins' contract, he's getting $3.2 million over the next 4 years. 3 years. He's already had 1 year of it. That's peanuts in comparison to free agency. A free agent pass rusher is getting $7+ million a year. Not under $1 million like we're doing there. And that's an advantage of drafting well. You don't see New England go out and sign big-name free agents. What you see them do consistently is pick up draft picks, draft guys, and when they ask for that big paycheck, see if I can trade them to Cleveland, because we're going to get high draft picks from Cleveland. and get some more picks, draft well, and keep reloading. Finally, I'm glad to see that that's what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. We have a young team. Next year, we're going to have a shitload of draft picks. So we keep reloading. You've got guys with team-friendly contracts. Dak Prescott's not getting a big contract for another 3 years. You've got $17 million in the cap. This team is in a fantastic position, the best position I dare say they have been in since the beginning of free agency. Something the Cowboys have not been good at, free agency. So I'm sitting here happy that we're only a month away from training camp, happy that I have this new technology, hoping that I've got the sound right for this thing, and kind of excited that as I move, the camera moves with me. And can't wait to get to training camp where I'll have one of you guys right here and give me your thoughts. And we can do plenty of videos with you guys. So as always, friends, I'm Mark Holmes. This is CowboyJobu. And we're finally relaxing for the weekend. Hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you here with the Jobu Sports Report. And I am out.